Alright, I think I might touch on religion somewhat. It's just, I find it all so confusing what's going on in this world. What appears to be happening in this world, it looks like a biblical apocalypse. And I've had some experience, I've seen things that, and I don't know, I'm not the only one that's seen things. A lot of people have seen supernatural occurrences and things. And I have experienced some times in my life where I feel like God has saved my life and helped me out at times. A lot of experiences I've had that I can't quite explain. I've had people, or I don't know, angels or something, told me about things. Like when my mom died, how I've heard the voice of God saying he loved me. It's been quite a while since I've had the sort of, felt the sort of presence of God or whatever much. Understand that I haven't been the most pure, perfect person or anything, I've been a drunkard, a glutton, an adulterer. God help me. But it just, I don't know what to do, man. I've just been, I've dealt with like spiritual attacks throughout almost my entire life. Pretty much my entire life, man. I've had a lot of really strange experiences throughout my life. I've witnessed a lot of supernatural events. I've seen non-human creatures. I've experienced some seriously weird shit over the years. So, and that's just, my own personal experience, but I've also, seen a whole bunch of videos that other people have taken of, similar types of things. All sorts of impossible things. And I know that some videos are fake and stuff, but I also know that some of them are real. A lot of them are real. It's hard. It's been difficult for me to try to hold on to a faith in God because I've just had so many strange experiences. I've seen so many crazy things. I absolutely know that there is the presence of something which I cannot describe in a way other than to say that there's like a God or there's like angels or something. I certainly know there's demons because I've encountered demons and fallen angels many times. I've been fucking surrounded by them most of my life, what it is does make a heck of a lot of sense to me. Well, I mean, it seems so ridiculous, you know? I can't quite comprehend why things are the way they are here. How so much wickedness has been allowed to thrive here. Why God hasn't come and rescued us a long time ago. I don't understand. I don't understand how so many people have had to endure so much suffering for so long. I'll be honest and apart, you know, I'm far from perfect. I feel shame for what sin committed and for having fallen into just I'm ashamed for the way the world has corrupted me sometimes, in a sense I can't really help but I find the concept of faith difficult because one thing that has made the concept of faith and manifestation and stuff like that seem difficult to me is that when I observe the horrors in this world and how many things are going so wrong, the part of me that I can't help but think that a big reason why things have managed to get so bad is that so many people have such faith that it leads to a massive degree of apathy. The problems that could be solved by people are not solved by them because they assure themselves and everybody else that don't worry, God is good, God is going to make everything okay. Don't worry, think happy, happy thoughts, right? So things just get worse and worse and worse. And I think a big reason for why things keep getting worse is because there's so many people who sit idly by and say God's going to fix everything so we don't have to do anything. Faith in God has become an excuse to watch the world burn down and do nothing about it. It's become an excuse for a massive apathy and for coldness. I don't know, man. Not sure what to do. Things have gotten so crazy in this world, man. I feel like I've been falling apart for a while now. Stuff is just so nuts in this world, man. It feels so disheartening to see how this world is falling apart, how our country is being destroyed right before my eyes, and I feel so helpless to do anything about it. I'm supposed to go out there and try to chase down money and let the pursuit of money, consume me, just so I can have basic shelter. I feel trapped in a place where I don't feel safe, where I'm surrounded by manipulations and dangers and corruption. I gotta witness weird orbs or freaking flying saucers flying overhead and then go out chase after money the next day to try and pay the bills. I don't know how the fuck to cope with this shit, dude. I hate this shit, man. I don't feel safe in this world anymore, man. This world's becoming a really ever more and more terrifying place. I'm so sick of this shit, dude. I pray to God that there's someplace better than this. I'd love it to be someplace better than this someday. I pray we all can be someplace better than this. Whatever is good within us, that we can have peace. And not have to struggle or suffer anymore. God, I'm not just scared for myself, man. I'm scared for all of us. struggle with faith. I do struggle with faith because, as I've said, it just, the concept of faith in God to me has seemed, in many ways, like a defeatist attitude, an attitude of apathy that allows the world to get completely turned to shit, basically. Because the discussion ends. People say, look at all these problems in the world. They say, don't worry, trust God. Instead of trying to solve the problems. That's, it's hard to see, like, all the evil stuff going on in the world. And to not wonder, like, where is God? Why isn't he fixing this? Why isn't he saving us? Why are we being subjected to so much wickedness and so much corruption? Why is any of this being allowed to happen? How many times do people have to cry out to God for deliverance before they are delivered? How many people must fall to their knees and praise his name before their cities cease to be bombed to rubble? You know? How many freaking Epstein Islands do there have to be before God shows up and does something about it? I mean, really, it's hard for me not to have that doubt. Even with all the things I've seen. That's what makes it so difficult. I mean, it's like I have seen a lot, I've experienced a lot of supernatural stuff. I've experienced so many things over so many years. It just, many years of compounding trauma and extremely strange events and things. I know the power of God. That's the thing. That's a power that could snap his fingers and clean the air and clean all the water on Earth and cover the entire freaking planet with, forest and farmland and fruit trees. Could wipe all the evil in existence off the face of the earth blink of an eye, you know? This place is. I don't know what to do, man. I don't know, man. The only way I've been able to, over the years, to hold on to some faith in God is by believing that He must not be omnipotent or something. Believing that there must be some, that the force of evil must be really powerful. Like, this doesn't look like some one-sided thing with an you think of an all-powerful, indestructible being. Many legions of angels, and so on would sit idly by and let all this evil continue. If they had the ability to stop it. It's hard for me to come to terms with that. But things are getting so bad in the world that it's like, I don't know, I mean, it's downright terrifying, to me, the concept of I don't know, sometimes I wonder if it's not like, like what people say about a demiurge or something, archons and demiurge or something feeding off of our energy, causing us to suffer, feeding off our suffering. When I look at the way this world is, why? I don't know, man. So many of us were born into this world. The wicked things, the corruptions. We're born into a world surrounded by this wickedness and corruption. Born into a world surrounded by things that corrupt and pervert us, basically, Born into a world with mind-altering drugs and alcohol. All sorts of pornographic filth at the tip of our fingers. I mean, this world, especially nowadays, is like worse than it's like Sodom and Gomorrah. You know, can't really see for the life of me why we would have to witness such evil. What sort of great lesson is it supposed to teach us? I know that they're being so powerful, God or whatever. I don't know. It's hard not to think that there have to be some computer simulation for it to make any sense. Even then, it doesn't make sense. The type of stuff that goes on is so strange, so ridiculous. It would be impossible. The real physical world, the sort of much of the stuff that we impossible. It would be impossible for an airplane to free place in the sky. Impossible for groups of people or animals to to be frozen in place. Impossible for a car, or impossible for something to teleport or appear nowhere. Impossible for tree to be altered. Impossible for the sun to come out at 3 o'clock in the morning, or a sky full of clouds to turn to blue sky, sunshine in an instant. Impossible. But I've seen all these happen, It would be impossible for there to be shifting orbs, but I've seen them. And time distortion would be possible, but I've seen time distortion, I've seen shapeshifters. I've seen shit. It's crazy, but I don't know, man. God help us. God help us.